Welcome back. Well, I'd like to welcome my guest here today from NVISION. Her name is Dr. Duna Rove, and good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's always nice to find out all the latest innovations with eye care and eye surgery, and just so much going on in this area.
Yeah, one of the reasons our field in ophthalmology is so exciting is because there's always something new. The technology, especially in the field of cataract surgery, is just evolving so quickly. Previously, I talked here actually about femtosecond laser for cataract surgery, which is doing cataract surgery with laser. So that's been the big thing for the last few years. But recently, we had a really big advancement, which is the trifocal intraocular lens implant. So we've had multifocal lens implants or lifestyle lens implants for a while now. So when we do...
Let me interrupt you. Lifestyle, if I'm correct here, means you don't necessarily have cataracts or anything, but instead of getting laser or getting this or that, this is a way to improve your... Am I right?
Sort of. So when you get cataract surgery, whether you have a cataract that's dense or not, that's impairing your vision, what we basically do is remove the lens that's inside the eye, that's the cataract, and we place an artificial lens implant in its place. And we have two types of artificial lens implants. One we call the lifestyle lens, and the other one we call the basic lens. So the lifestyle lens gives patients the ability to see well far away and up close with reduced dependence on glasses. So for most of their activities, they don't have to wear glasses anymore. So the reason we call it a lifestyle lens is because it gives you that flexibility in your lifestyle where you don't have to depend on your glasses. And it gives you a much wider range of vision than you would with the basic lens implant. With the basic lens implant, a lot of folks, or most folks, end up having to wear glasses afterwards. So this new lifestyle lens implant is a trifocal lens implant. So in the past, our lifestyle lenses gave patients good far away and up close vision. But the trifocal lens implant, it's called the PanOptix. It just got FDA approved less than 2 months ago. It gives fantastic distance. So if you're driving and reading signs or golfing and seeing the ball, intermediate vision. So if you're using the computer or seeing the food on your table or cooking, and up-close vision, so if you're reading. I've implanted over 24 of those so far, and it's been amazing. The patients are incredibly happy. They don't need glasses anymore, and they have excellent clarity of vision in all distances. So it's really been a game changer.
So these implant just like any other lens, right?
Correct. So the surgical technique itself is the same. I remove the cataract after chopping it into tiny little pieces, which is usually done with the laser. And then I remove the cataract from the eye and then implant the new artificial lens implant. The incision that we made is very, very tiny. It's less than 3 millimeters wide. And it's essentially a sutureless surgery, and patients can see fantastic as early as the next day.
Now are you finding, and this is kind of what I was alluding to before, where people may not have what we call a cataract, a medical condition. But just decide, you know what, I'm done with wearing glasses and doing this. I want to get one of these lenses put in. And are you seeing more and more of that being done?
Absolutely. So I do a lot of these, and we call it refractive lens exchange. It's the same as cataract surgery, but we're doing it before the cataract is dense enough to the point where it's impairing your vision. So it's an alternative to LASIK surgery. So LASIK gives you good vision, but it only gives you good vision at one distance in each eye. So if you already have difficulty seeing up close, which is a condition called presbyopia, everybody develops that in our 40s and our 50s, you just don't see as well up close. LASIK will work fantastic, but it will give you good vision at one distance. So if you correct your vision for far away, you'll still need glasses for up close. With refractive lens exchange, it's a good option for people who have really high prescriptions. That makes them not a good candidate for LASIK, or for patients that want good vision far away and up close without glasses. So that's definitely a really good option, and we can use the lifestyle lenses for that, including this new trifocal lens implant.
Now, I've heard in the past, you might have even told me this, but people who've had LASIK surgery, maybe 10 years, 15 years ago or something like that, not that it wasn't good, because it was, but it sometimes causes a little more difficulty when they do have cataracts, as far as the surgery goes. This happened, I know, to my sister as an example, and she had cataract surgery, I forget, earlier this year.
Yeah.
And she's having to have it redone. And, you know, they told her up front, you had LASIK. Yeah. She had LASIK like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Am I right about that?
So when we do LASIK, we alter the shape of the eye.
Right.
And it stays that shape for the rest of their life. So when these patients end up developing cataracts, which is a normal part of aging, the cataract would have happened whether they had LASIK before or not. It can throw off some of our calculations that we do for cataract surgery. So when I see somebody and I'm evaluating them for cataract surgery at the consultation, we get a bunch of measurements of their eye. So we measure the curvature of their eyeball, the diameter of their eye. Okay. These measurements are essential because we run those measurements through complex formulas and calculations that tell us what should be the power of the lens implant that goes inside the eye. Okay. So when somebody has had LASIK in the past, their curvature is altered, so it can impact those calculations that we do.
Sure.
Now, with advanced technology that we have, it really has not been an issue to to pick the correct lens power on these patients. Okay. So two things that have happened that make it really easy now to do cataract surgery on somebody who's had LASIK. First, our formulas that we use are much more advanced, and we have they keep on coming up with newer generation ones that take into account the fact that the patient has had LASIK before. So we will calculate the difference in order to adjust the power of the lens implant. The second thing, which again brings me back to the exciting fact about technology, is we use an instrument during surgery, and not all surgeons use this. I use it for almost every surgery that I do. An instrument called the ORA. O-R-A. Okay. That instrument remeasures the eye, so it gets all of those measurements again during the surgery, live. Wow. So after I've removed the cataract and before putting in the new lens implant, it will remeasure the eye, it will recheck the curvature of the eye and so on, and it will take into account that the patient has had LASIK in the past, and it will tell us what should be the power of the lens implant that goes in your eye. So it kind of serves as a double check to make sure that the lens implant that's going in perfect. We get the power of the lens implant spot on and perfect over 95% of the time. Wow. And that's really been a game changer as well, to be able to use all of this technology for folks who have had LASIK in the past. Yeah,
that's great. So for obviously for people who have cataracts, as the traditional meaning, you know, it's a medical condition. This is just fantastic, but also for people who maybe their vision is to the point they're constantly put on these glasses, put on those glasses, or whatever it might be. There's options out there.
Exactly. And I'm seeing more and more patients coming in wanting that earlier correction of their eyes before their cataracts are advanced for multiple reasons. Those folks have had LASIK in the past, so they appreciate having quality of life without having to depend on glasses. They have active lifestyles, and they just don't want to depend on the glasses as much. So now that their vision may be reduced a little bit because of the cataracts, they notice that change. Another factor too is that I think just as our lifestyle in general is changing, our visual demands are greater. So say in the past, somebody didn't really were bothered by their cataract or their reduced vision until their 80s, and we think of cataracts as something that older folks get. We're doing cataract surgery on younger and younger folks now because our visual demands are higher. We're on our iPads, computers, our iPhones.
Is that actually causing?
It's not causing, but we're noticing the difference because we want that crispness in the vision. Whereas in the past, our visual demands were not as high because we did not have all of this technology.
Yeah, I can see why, because more and more people are, when they're looking at their devices and all, and of course they're getting better and crisper on their screens. So therefore, we're noticing it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I did cataract surgery just last week on a couple of people in their early 40s.
Yeah.
And they had visually significant cataracts. And I think that's just, you know, I tell patients, don't be alarmed that you have cataracts just because your grandparent had their cataract surgery in their 80s. Mm-hmm. It's okay to have it earlier if it's impacting your functioning.
Yeah. Well, the key is getting your eyes examined. Right?
Exactly.
All right. Still, maybe once a year, unless there's a problem involved where you need to come back a little bit quicker.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Very good. And where are you folks located?
So I'm in 2 offices.
Okay.
My one office is in Laguna Hills, mm-hmm. and the other office is in Newport Beach.
Okay. Very good. And if people want more information, you can go online and just look at NVISION, and you'll come across them. And it's great to see you back. There's the number. That's the 866 number, 866-599-2740, and good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
You
Thank
take care.
you.
All right, we'll be right back.